Hi, this is Barry Enerson from the Trade Ideas Live Trading Room. It is Friday, May the 8th. This is the address to get into our room, and you can log in with your Facebook or your Twitter account. Well, a pretty interesting day. As I said yesterday, I was going to concentrate almost 100% on my optimized strategies, and that's what I did. The only wrinkle is that I had so many at the beginning that it was tough to obviously could not act on them all and kind of had to pick and choose. And I'll show you how I did pick my first one. But, I also want to go over something that was a little bit interesting. And this is with the PAYC and the OCR trade. OCR I did not trade, and I'm going to show you why. And PAYC I did trade. Now, take a look at when the alerts came in. PAYC was on the 30-minute opening range break at 36.89, and the alert came in at 11.55. OCR was about a half an hour later at 91.50. Now, what happened is that they didn't really break any further. And so you see what I did here. See, I put an alert for me at 91.52. When I say an alert for me, in my charting platform, I wanted to be alerted when it broke through. Remember, the alert was at 91.50, but it kind of just did really nothing. But as I've said, I want to keep watching these in case they do break again. So just keep that in mind. PAYC, same sort of thing. I think I have the line. So the alert came in, I think it was 36.89. So I put a line here. There's where the alert happened. You see how it came back down, but I wanted to keep watching it. And I said to myself that, if it broke through 37, I would want to take the trade. And so I actually put an alert here at 36.97, and I ended up taking the trade at 37.10 and got out at 37.48. And where was the balance? And I don't have it marked here, and at 37.20. So it's not that it was such a phenomenal trade, but why I want to demonstrate this is why did I take this one when it broke through, and I didn't take OCR? Well, take a look at OCR. OCR is in the healthcare sector, all right? And this is IBB. I actually have it marked up here. This is IBB as it was. Well, let me just show you. It's maybe a little easier. See, this IBB is the healthcare sector, and it's still up $6.28. But look at the run it had. It had a tremendous run, and it was sort of flat. It was sort of leveling out around here. And then look at when it started to fall. Now, my alert came in around right here for OCR. And so when it triggered over that 50 cent level, IBB was falling. So I just looked at that and said, you know what? I'm not going to take this because this is in the wrong sector right now for me to get into it. Remember, this is basically IBB coming down, and here's where I'm getting an alert. So, I looked at this long and hard and thought, well, should I take it? Should I take it? But, I actually shared this in the room, and I cannot copy this because this is a symbol. I have a symbol list in here that has these symbols in here, and you can copy the names of these symbols down and create your own spider sector list. But basically, I was looking at IBB, and on the 5 minute candle, candle, it was starting to fall. I mean, this is now, of course, this is not then, but so that's what I do all the time. Is if when I get into a stock, before I get into a stock, I take a quick look to see to make sure that the sector isn't tanking, and remarkably, at the time that I was just about to take the trade, I glanced at IBB, and it was starting to fall. So that is why I didn't take OCR, and that's why I took PAYC. All right, let's take a look at some of the ones that I did take also. Nuan was a great one. Now, here's another, have to have an explanation. Now, Nuan, see, it was right from the beginning at 9:30. Very difficult to get. Look at all the alerts I had at 9:30. I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then some at 9:31, 9:32. I mean, and these are the gap and go strategy. And why did I take new ones? Somebody asked me. I mean, they had all these too. Now, this one was also a candidate, but I took this one because the volume was good at the time of the alert, 183,000. This isn't bad, 117,000. Remember, this is in the first minute. So the volume was good. Also, the spread was good, and it was right over the whole number. So that's why I took this one and kind of had to disregard the rest. I mean, I just couldn't take them all. I'll never be like a robotic trader, have a automatic trading strategy. I just won't do that. So I ended up taking new on. A little bit late. Remember well, not that late. The alert came in at 16:04, right there on the gap and go. Took the trade right here at 16:11, and it just shot up. It was just a great early trade, and I got out of it here at 16:45, and also at 16. I don't know why I don't have it marked up here, but I think I got out of it again. I actually was about right here. Oh, and I'm sorry, it was right here. Yeah, 1633. I just don't have it written down on my cheat sheet that I'm looking at. So I got out the rest here. But this is why I took this one as opposed to CUC. Now, CUC I believe also would have worked. CUC, let me just or CUK, sorry. CUK, the alert was at $47.01, and you can see that it would have worked really well also. In fact, yeah, just 47.73 was the high. But when these things are flying at you, you have to make a very quick decision, and so that's why I took NUAN, and I really had to disregard the rest. Now, one of the things I'm going to have to do is figure out a way maybe to limit the number I'm getting. Um, because if I get overwhelmed, even though these are all optimized strategies, I may have to increase the filter values a little bit so I don't get as many. I might check this one to see why did I get this one, make sure these filters are still there, and maybe get rid of something else. I don't know. But it's not the worst thing to have too many. At least I'm getting the options, and again, picking the one that's just over the whole number just seemed to make a lot of sense to me. And let's see. Oh, ALKS. That wasn't a bad one either. Let's see. What did I take that? That again was on the 30-minute opening range break. And let me find ALKS. I'm going to color code these. I don't know. My color coding disappeared. Here we go. ALKS came right here at 59.37 at 10:30. So 59.37. So it would have been right here on the opening 30-minute range break. And I took the trade right here at 59.45. And what you don't see is that it popped up here, and then as it came down, I exited the trade. This was a pretty spready one. I think I've traded this one in the past, and it can be very whippy. So I actually exited the trade right here at my buy of 59.45. Watched it come down. And again, this is a bio. So, and look what happened here with the rest of the bios. It just started falling. But I looked at IBB. At this point, IBB was starting to move up. So I decided to take the trade again at 59.74, and I exited here at $60.22. So again, good having the patience to wait on it, and especially following the sector especially when it's the biotech. I would say the two most important sectors to watch when you're in a trade are the biotechs and probably oil and gas. If you're in an oil and gas trade, and I look over here, and here are my oil and gas sectors, and they're tanking, then I will probably not take an oil and gas stock. And that's the same with IBB. So that's how I do it anyway. The other thing on the PAYC was just patience. I should have, oops, PAYC was patience because, again, remember my alert came in at 11:55, and I didn't take the trade until right here. So over an hour later, I waited and waited and waited and waited. And that's what I said I would do with all these opening range breaks, is that just because they trigger and then they fall doesn't mean that later on they might give you an opportunity. So that one, as I say, that was just a matter of patience, and also picking the right, or not so much that technology was the great sector, but it wasn't tanking like IBB was. The last trade I did was W, and this was more of oh, I got shaken out of it too. I can see that. This was more what I call a discretionary trade. It came, I happened to notice that it was making a new high of the day. And by discretionary, I mean this is not optimized. I haven't odds maker tested it or I haven't optimized it or anything. But I had a feeling that, when it broke through the 30, it broke through 30 there, came back down, and then when it popped up back up through 30 again, I took the trade at 30.18. Got rid of some here at 30.45. And then as it was coming down 32, lost sight of it. Really probably should have taken the trade again at 30.50 as it popped up. Wow, it popped right up through 31. But this was more of a discretionary trade. And I think that is it. Did I? I'm sorry. You know what? I can't remember if I went over the Airy trade. I don't think I did. Uh, Airy, no, I'm pretty sure I didn't. Airy was again another this was on my, yeah, I know I didn't. This is on my 15 minute. Really got to get this. Here it is, 15 minute, $11.77 on the 15-minute opening range break. This will be one that will go on our optimized channel. It is not, I'm not, we're not sharing any of the, I don't mind sharing the 30-minute because we've shared it in the past, but any one of these new strategies that will be going into the optimized channel, I doubt very much that we're going to be sharing them. We'll be saving them. But anyway, Erie came in 1177. Now I was really late on this one. I actually was thinking in my mind I didn't want to take it until it broke 12. But I really obviously I should have taken it earlier. So 1177 was right here. I took the trade at 1208. Got rid of some at 1237, sorry, 1242, and the rest at 1237, and it has fallen since then. Now, Erie, this is one that I have been watching anyway, because remember, this had the tremendous drop a few days ago, maybe last week sometime, and so now it looks like it's trying to recover some. And I actually noticed when I was putting in our upgrades, before the market starts, I always put in the upgrades and downgrades that I receive, and this actually had an upgrade today. So I thought, okay, it's got an upgrade, broke through 12, it's worth a risk. It was through the opening range, so even though I was late on it, it worked out very well. All right, I believe that is it. Still got an hour left in the market. I may get back and do some trading if I can find something. Let me just bring back the cover page. Here again is the address to get into our room. And the optimized channel will be starting in June. You will need a subscription to the odds maker in order to access it. For $899, you can get the odds maker, which is a lifetime. You have it for a lifetime. There's no renewal fees or anything on that. So for $899, you get Trade Ideas Pro plus the odds maker. Trade Ideas Pro for 1 year. That works out to about $75 a month. So if you're thinking about getting, or if you think you want to share in our optimized channel, you should act probably before June's up. All right. So let's. Okay. Thank you very much for listening, and everybody have a great weekend.